Well, I mean, only the future will tell us if these predictions are accurate or not. But we do have large investment banks like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs predicting that the opportunity is worth between 8 and 12 trillion dollars globally. So those are staggeringly high numbers. And we see large companies taking very large bets on the metaverse being a success.
How is that made up? How do people arrive at that figure? What is worth 8 to 10 trillion dollars?
Right. So they're valuing the scale of this opportunity based on the assumption that people are going to be spending a lot of their time in the metaverse. So that would mean that they would be spending time, in this virtual world, engaging with one another on social media, watching sports events, purchasing real and virtual goods, and even Gartner, I think they predicted that by 2026, 25% of the entire world's population will be spending at least 1 hour a day in the metaverse, which is in and of itself is a huge number. And then it's really about, once they in this world, how much they're going to invest or buy, and invest in how their appearance, for example, the kind of virtual property they own, and then of course just doing shopping for real goods. You can shop for real clothing and try them on using avatars, or also buying virtual outfits as well, which has really become popular in gaming today, where people are buying certain appearances, certain looks, certain weapons, and these are goods that only exist in the virtual world, but that people are paying real money to own.
You recently helped the London stock market, didn't you, sort of take its, should we say, first steps out into the metaverse. What exactly did you do and how will it work?
Right, so ETC Group listed Europe's first metaverse ETF. So the ETF is based on a basket of listed companies. It's a global basket. I think there was one other existing product that was only invested in US companies, and ours is now looking at really companies around the world who have exposure to this new phenomenon, to the metaverse itself. And so in order to give investors, it's a UCITS ETF, and we did it in collaboration with our partners, Han ETF. And it's a way for investors to get exposure to growth and to the success of the metaverse.
So what is the benefit of setting up a fund within the metaverse, as opposed, shall we say, as in real life?
So the fund itself is it's a real life fund. It's a UCITS fund. And really it's just investing in companies that have exposure to this thematic area, really. So the theme of the metaverse, and this, and as of people who believe that the predictions around the 8 trillion dollars of this, the size of this opportunity that Morgan Stanley put in, or the 12 trillion that Goldman Sachs said it would be globally, this is an opportunity for them to benefit if in fact those numbers do come to pass, and this is the next big thing to hit. It is a progression of what we've seen, from the internet, and then the World Wide Web, and then there's Web 2.0, where video streaming and all sort of integrated payments came into place, and the Web 3.0 is now the next stage of the internet's development. And it puts a lot of power actually back into the user, who has, who owns their own data under the Web 3.0.
And we're sure, are we, that this isn't just a flash in the pan? We're seeing recently considerable volatility in the cryptocurrency market. None of this is certain, is it?
Well, look, nothing ever is certain. There has been volatility in the crypto markets for sure. There has been a lot of volatility as well in traditional markets. I think a lot of us have seen our portfolios getting hammered these past few months. Look, there isn't any certainty that this. I think the most uncertainty is around the timing. I think a lot of people agree that in some form or another, this metaverse is going to come to pass, and this is going to be a way that people interact with each other, and it's going to be a fun and interesting way to if you, for example, why sell 1,000 tickets to a concert if you can sell to tens of millions of people who can participate and appear virtually at this live music event, for example, and so there is opportunity in the scale of the of what is possible through this metaverse, but whether that's going to happen in 2 years' time or in a year's time or 5 years' time, we're really not sure, and that all depends on mass market adoption and how quickly people adopt this. It's not just virtual reality and virtual reality headsets. It's also what they call MR, mixed reality, and augmented reality, which we saw become hugely popular with the Pokemon Go product, where people are running around looking at their phones to seeing these virtual characters appearing on their city streets, and it was really a proof of concept that this is that the mass adoption of this kind of technology is really real. I think there was over 220 million users of this the Pokemon Go game at its peak.
Wow. Well, the actual reality is we've run out of time. Bradley Duke, many thanks for joining us on The Agenda.
No, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.